everyone. Welcome to all on this session. Here we are dealing about the prevention of remedies of domestic violence. If you are a victim of domestic violence or know someone who is experiencing domestic violence, definitely this session will help you to understand domestic violence laws and also it will empower yourself to fight against domestic violence. So let's go to the session. Domestic and family violence is not a new issue. There has been a great deal of action and commitment over many decades. Despite this effort, the reported rates and severity of domestic and family violence continue to rise. It is time to take action. Domestic and family violence in all forms is a violation of basic human rights. Recognizing and responding to the deeply gendered dynamics of domestic violence is essential for effective prevention. Need for stringent laws. Domestic violence law provides the criminal rules for punishing those who cause emotional or physical harm to others with whom they share a family or other close relationship. It also deals with the civil protections available to victims of this type of harm. Federal legislation has been enacted making domestic violence a crime, most notably the Violence Against Women Act. However, the vast majority of domestic violence offences are prosecuted under state law. In 1983, domestic violence was recognized as a specific criminal offence by the introduction of Section 498A into the Indian Penal Code. This section deals with cruelty by a husband or his family towards a married woman. The Government of India passed a domestic violence bill in 2001 to protect the rights of women who are victims of violence of any kind occurring within the family and to provide for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. In January, India implemented its first law aimed at tackling domestic violence. An act called Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 also has been passed. This act ensures the reporting of cases of domestic violence against women to a protection officer who then prepares a domestic incidental report to the magistrate and forward copies thereof to the police officer in charge of the police station within the local limits of jurisdiction. Unfortunately, at present, there is no single law in the Indian Constitution which can strictly deal with all the different forms of domestic violence. There is an urgent need for such a law in the country. In fact, there has also been misuse of Section 498A and Domestic Violence Act because of restricted definition of cruelty subjected to married women. The most popular laws in India that deal directly with domestic violence are: the first one is the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. This law not only protects women who are married to men, but it also protects women who are in live-in relationships as well as family members including mothers, grandmothers, etc. Under this law, women can seek protection against domestic violence, financial compensation, the right to live in their shared household, and they can get maintenance from their abuser in case they are living apart. Second, the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. This criminal law that punishes the taking and giving dowry. If anyone violates this law, can be imprisoned for 6 months or they can be fined up to Rs 5,000. 3. Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code. This is a criminal law which applies to husbands or relatives of husbands who are cruel to women. Cruelty refers to any conduct that drives a woman to suicide or causes grave injury to her life or her health, including mental health. If convicted, people can be sent to jail for up to 3 years under this law. There are several governmental and non-governmental organizations works to fight against domestic violence. Role of non-governmental organization NGOs to fight the problems generated by domestic violence. The role of non-governmental organization in controlling the domestic violence and curbing its worst consequences is crucial. Sakshi, a violation intervention agency for women and children in Delhi, working on cases of sexual assault, sexual harassment, child sexual abuse, and domestic abuse, and focuses on equality education for judges and implementation of the 1997 Supreme Court Sexual Harassment Guidelines. Women's Rights Initiative, another organization, runs as a legal aid cell for cases of domestic abuse and works in collaboration with law enforcers in the area of domestic violence. In Mumbai, bodies like Majlis and Swadhar are doing meaningful works in this field. Sneha in Chennai and Vimojana in Bangalore are working on many women's issues arising from domestic abuse. They are also doing active work in issues related to labor. Services ranging from counseling, education and outreach, giving provisions and mobilizing them for gaining self-confidence are provided to them. Anveshi is a women's counseling center in Kozhikode providing meditation, resource and counseling for battered women. All the above bodies have their own registered offices, contact numbers and websites for those who want to seek help. There are at present only few NGOs for welfare of men like Social Welfare Association for Men, SWAM in Chennai. Few more such organizations need to be opened for the help of abused men. These NGOs continue to spread awareness among people regarding the legal rights they have in hand for fighting against the atrocities they are subjected to. They are encouraging to more and more people to report any case of domestic violence so that proper action may be taken against the culprits. Police and healthcare. Police plays a major role in tackling the domestic violence cases. They need to be sensitized to treat domestic violence cases as seriously as any other crime. Special training to handle domestic violence cases should be imparted to police force. They should be provided with information regarding support network of judiciary, government agencies, departments. Gender training should be made mandatory in the training of the police officers. There should be a separate wing of police dealing with women's issues attached to all police stations and should be excluded from other duty. Authorities should take steps to recognize domestic violence as a public health issue. A crisis support cell needs to be established in all major government and private hospitals with a trained medical social worker for provide appropriate services. Training programs must be organized for health professionals in order to develop the skills to provide basic support for abused people. Documentation on the prevalence and the health consequences of domestic violence should be undertaken by the concerned government departments, healthcare institutions, NGOs and counseling centers. A nodal agency should also be set up for the annual consolidation of the documented work and publish the same for wider publicity among the masses for increasing awareness. Role of public health personnel. Domestic violence against women has been identified as a public health priority. Public health personnel can play a vital role in addressing the issue. Since violence against women is both a consequence and a cause of gender inequality, primary prevention programs that address gender inequality and tackle the root cause of violence are all essential. Public health workers have a responsibility to build awareness by creating and disseminating materials and innovative audio-visual messages which project a positive image of girl, child, and women in the society. An integrated media campaign covering electronic, print, and film media that portrays domestic violence as unacceptable is a need of the hour. The role of increasing male responsibility to end domestic violence needs to be emphasized. In order for us as a society to eradicate this horrendous type of abuse, we need to stand together and make tougher laws which will protect the victims of this abuse. Thank you.